Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. A warm greetings to everyone present here. I'm Pranav, your MC for the day. I heartily welcome you all to the Student Development Program. Without any further delay, here we go with the prayer. Prayer is a positive force that accelerates life towards success. I would like to call upon Sufia, 3rd BCom C, student coordinator, to lead us in prayer.
Almighty Father, we come to you this day asking for your blessings and help us as we are gathered together. We praise and thank you for this day. You have given us another opportunity to appreciate life and to fulfill our mission as your instruments of peace and progress. May all glory and honor come back to you in everything that we do. Heavenly Father, we specially pray for the management, for our principal, and all the professors who have supported us time and again and have guided us on the right path to make this event a grand successful one. We pray for all the students for participating in it. Enlighten our mind with wisdom, and may all the people in our college be blessed with a burning zeal. Give us a desire to find ways to excel in our work. Dear God, thank you for keeping us safe and sound. Send your guardian angels to lead and protect us always. We make this prayer in the name of Lord and Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Sufia, for the soulful prayer. It is a welcome gift to encourage others to achieve greatness. Next, I call upon Jayasri of 3rd BCom B, student coordinator, to deliver the welcome address.
Arnan sir,
Thank you
you
to
have
dear
to
student.
unmute Arnan sir. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, my dear student. It is my proud privilege to introduce today's resource person, Joshua Gerard, Chief Operating Officer, Tamil Nadu, Advanced Technical Training Institute. You are also having various responsible positions like advisor in RM Education Trust, General Secretary in St. Thomas Mount Social Welfare Committee, Associate Member in Madras Management Association. He has received prestigious Abdul Kalam Award for Young Entrepreneurship. He has trained more than 1 lakh candidates so far, and his clients includes Tamil Nadu Police, Department of ISRO, the Bombay Stock Exchange, and numerous colleges across South India. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful introduction. So first, I would like to, ma'am, Unica, ma'am, can I start?
Once again, now we have our enormous principal ma'am, Dr. Geeta Rufus ma'am. Ma'am will felicitate us before we could formally commence.
Okay.
Yes, Joshua, a few seconds because I'm not going to take much time. At the
Ma'am,
outset, I would like to congratulate the department for taking up the student development program, which is very much needed for this hour. And as all of us know, we have entered into the new academic year 23-24. And we know very well academics alone cannot take us to greater heights. And it is the skill sets and the programs that is organized in the college which takes them to the next level. And I hope the department has taken a very good step to take a step forward and take the students to greater heights. And I would like to congratulate the department on behalf of the management. And I also would like to say this college, I think many participants are there from even externally. This college with 22 years of its existence has achieved greater milestones, and I'm happy to be part of this institution. And as I've taken over as the leader of this college, I hope all of us together can do many good things to bring laurels to the college. Along with people like Joshua, I think we can go to greater heights. Thank you, Joshua, and thank you, Unica ma'am. And I would like to congratulate every one of you for this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to invite our beloved head of the department, Dr. D. Unica, to present the dynamics of student development program.
Good evening, everyone. Before I could start, my sincere apology for the inconvenience. There is a power cut at home, so I'm not able to switch on my video. I'm given a pleasant task of explaining the dynamics of this 6 days SDP on 6M's. Now, this is the right time where the students are supposed to know the various factors that governs them, especially that is controllable by them. Say, for example, there are many factors which affects you, but few are controllable by you, and whereas the other few are uncontrollable. Now, it is the right time to identify what are the elements that controls you and what are the elements that really affects you. So taking into consideration of this aspect, we, the Department of Commerce, has come out on SDP on 6M's, like managing your time, managing your money, managing your emotion, managing your social media, managing your career, and so on. And it is the enlightened session is that each session has been delivered by experts of the respective field. On this day, the very first day, we have our in our midst Joshua sir, who is well-known and renowned personality, the all-rounder. I think he is the right person to talk about on time management because he is the person who manages time and excels both in academic, in politics, and etc. Thank you, Joshua sir, for accepting our invitation. I hope this day, this session will be a great day for our students. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I'm pleased to welcome our eminent resource person, Mr. Joshua Gerard, Chief Operating Officer, Tamil Nadu Advanced Technical Training Institute, to address the gathering.
Warm greetings to everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to join with all of you in this program. I would first like to congratulate Petition College of Arts and Science, PG, Research Department of Commerce. I would like to congratulate Principal, Academic Director, Brother, and all the people, HOD Unica ma'am, Vaidegi ma'am, and all the people who have taken the initiative to organize such kind of programs which would be very helpful for the students. So now the regular studies is one part. I very sincerely feel that these kind of programs are very important for the development of students, for their personal life and for their career. So there are some things which are not taught in the books, and I think these kind of programs will help students to enhance their skill sets, which will help them in their career. When I received the invitation, I saw that many topics have been covered in this related to time management, emotional management, life skills management, financial management, health management, cyber security. So all these topics are very important for today's current scenario in order for one to have a very successful career. So today I will speak about goal setting and time management. Though it's a very vast topic, I would just like to throw some insight and share you some examples how I feel time management and goal
Joshua,
setting have helped.
Joshua, 1 second, Joshua, sir. Unit, sir, please present the PPT, and Joseph, sir, your video is muted. Can you switch on your video?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Can you see the PPT, sir?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
I hope
Yeah.
others are able to see because it's not a problem for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. In my opinion, goal setting, time management are very important skill sets or very important avenues that everybody has to focus. Whether you are going to be an employee or whether you're going to be an employer, time management or goal setting is very important. So, I don't want this to be a monologue. We can have a conversation where everybody can interact. So, do any of you here in this audience manage your time? If so, how do you manage your time? Anybody could reply to me? Faculties, students, anybody can can answer that. How do you manage your time? If you regularly manage your time, how do you go about managing your time? Yeah, Ashmita, yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, Ashmita, you can speak. Yeah, I saw your thing. Please speak.
Asmita, you can unmute and speak.
Mira, just unmute Asmita. Yes, Asmita, you can speak now. Asmita?
So by planning schedule,
So, pardon me, could you just repeat?
by planning our schedule,
By planning. So, how do you plan? How do you plan by week? Do you plan your day? Do you plan your months, or do you plan by year? How do you plan?
by, by,
Sorry, you're not audible. Pardon me.
by actually I have to
By
start
week.
my work.
Okay. So, could you be more precise as to like what is the checklist you have like per week, or how much time you allocate for necessary things?
So basically for important things we don't have to plan. So everything has to be done by our schedule. Only our studies have to be planned by schedule. Those other things are not more important.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. So anybody else would like to add to that? Anybody else would like to comment or as to how you are managing your time? Okay, I will just proceed ahead. See, in my opinion, time. There's a famous proverb which says that time and tide waits for no man. So time is a very precious thing that which cannot be bought. All other things can be bought, but time is something which cannot be bought. Okay, so time cannot be changed in any way. Time cannot be accelerated or slowed anytime. Okay, time is a very precious resource, and we have to put it to the best of use. Once you lose your time, you can definitely not get back the same time. So make time for what matters. Make time for what is important. Prioritize your life, prioritize your time, and see what is important. Okay. So in time management, generally what I say is plan your task, divide your activities. Like as Asmita said, like studies is one of the most important thing. Maybe you can spend time for a health and fitness. You can spend time to learn new things other than your regular education. You can see whether you can go for an internship, or whether you can go for some part-time job where you can learn certain new skill sets, gain more experience. So 24/7, okay, 24/7. I don't think we utilize the time, especially students these days. They don't utilize the full amount of time which is there. So I would urge all of you to make sure that you utilize and put time to the best of use. So plan your tasks. Okay. So plan your tasks accordingly. That every minute. Okay. So what I do is I have a writing in front of my wall. Okay. Is what I'm doing now helping me achieve my goal? Okay. So every time when I look at it, I feel that okay, is what I'm doing now helping me achieve my goal? For example, I like to speak and interact with a lot of people. By that, I grow. I help other people grow. I try to make the society a better place for everybody by sharing my knowledge and by gaining new things, gaining knowledge about new things. So, like that, all of you think whatever you're doing now, is it helpful in achieving your goal. Okay. So what I would say is first prepare your tasks. Okay, you can go to the next slide so that everybody can see that. So prepare you can divide it. Okay. So prepare all the tasks which need to be done. Okay. You can have a to-do list. Okay. Then you can arrange the priority based on what is important. Prepare a project or a plan. Okay. If you follow all this, like for example, you prepare a project or what work has to be done, how you're going to do it, and if you plan accordingly, definitely you'll be a successful person. Okay. So poor time management. Okay. Let us say for example, your day, you start your day. Your college starts at 8 o'clock, and maybe you have a 1 hour travel time. Okay. So probably you have to maybe get up at maybe 6 o'clock at least to get ready, to have your breakfast, to have bath, then find the transportation and come to college. If you do not plan your day properly, most probably you will not be able to come to your college on time. Your entire day will be in a havoc. So what will happen is this will become a habit. So in the future, when you go to a job, you will not plan your time properly. You will be going late for office. You will miss out on your daily schedule, daily routines, and this might be a big stopgap in your career because of that. So that is the importance of time. So poor time management is stress. Okay, creates a lot of stress. You'll be in a lot of anxiety. You will go into depression. You will not be able to complete your work or task on time. Okay, you'll be behind all the other people, behind your fellow people. Okay, so good time management. Okay, when you are having a good time management, you will definitely feel very happy and confident. Okay, so next slide, please, and you can move on to the next slide. Yeah, you can move one more slide. Yeah. So always what I suggest is have a checklist. Okay, have a checklist and see what is the work that you have to do it. Prioritize it. Many people write down, okay, I have to do this, I have to take part in this work, I have to do this work, I have to study this, all that. But make sure that you prioritize what you have to do. Next, always be on time. See, any work you do, whatever you do, make sure you be on time. Let it be for your college, let it be for your maybe if you're taking up any other courses outside, or whether you're going for an internship somewhere. Well, if you're working, whatever you do, be on time. When you're doing, avoid distraction. Don't get distracted. So many people, like for example, I've seen. I don't want to criticize anybody generally. So when there's a class which is taking part, many people don't on their videos. Many of you have switched off now. But without criticizing, generally I'm saying it is because maybe some people are not there physically. Okay, so some people are that gives you a chance to get distracted. Okay, so every minute is precious. Make sure you use it wisely. Okay, schedule accordingly. Okay, remember the deadlines. Okay, so most of the work comes with a deadline. Everything has a time limit and it has to be finished within the time limit. Okay, at the same time, what I would suggest all of you is take necessity breaks. So sometimes maybe you've studied too hard, maybe you've worked too hard, so you will definitely require a break. Nobody can be working continuously. Okay, so take necessary breaks when needed. Cool down yourself. Eat healthy. Okay, have a good life. Okay, and never panic. The most important thing is never go into a panic zone. Oh, I have not completed it. See how you can do the work. Always give your best. Okay, always give your best, and note down the work what you have done. If you have had success, if you have had failures, why you have had successes, why you have had failures. Make a note for all this. So next slide, please. So effective planning. Okay, so setting goals and objectives, setting deadlines. So you can make a small note of it. I would just this is my personal opinion, which I follow. Okay, make sure that your goals are smart. Okay, so you can make a note of to all the students who are there. You can make a note of it. Smart, SMART. Okay, SMART. So when I say smart, okay, yes stands for being specific. Okay, specific. Okay, so Be very specific in your goal. Be very specific while managing your time. Okay, what exactly you are going to do, that is being specific. Okay, next, your goal should be measurable. For example, like I want to complete 3 certification courses, or I want to do an internship in a company. Okay, measure how much of courses you have done, how long you have studied, what knowledge you have won, measure it. So let it be related to studies or let it be related to work. Measure what work you do. Okay, that is smart. That is M. Okay. Next, set attainable goals. அது முடியாத வேலையை செட் பண்ணாதீங்க. Okay. Do not set up goals which you cannot attain. Okay. Make sure that you set goals only which are attainable. Do not, because what will happen is if you set up a goal which is unattainable and if you continuously keep on failing, you will be discouraged from doing your work regularly. Okay, so that is attainable. Next, relevant. So many people set goals. Okay, many people set goals and their first goal has no relevance to the second goal. Their second goal and the 10th goal has no relevance. So make sure that your goals are relevant. Okay, that is for R. Last is time bound. Okay, everything has a time limit. Okay, so make sure that you have a time limit when you set your goals. Okay, so I'll repeat it once more. SMART. Okay, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Okay, so make sure that your goals are smart. Next, set a short term goal. Your short term goal can be something between like 0 to 1 year. Okay, so wherever you are today, imagine that or have a create a task that okay, within 1 year from now, okay, within 1 year from now, where do I see myself? Where do I see myself from 1 year from now? Like maybe it can be in terms of knowledge, it can be in terms of work, it can be in terms of maybe studying, anything. Okay, so set a short term goal, something between 0 to 1 year. Okay. Next, have a midterm goal, somewhere between 1 year to maybe 5 years. Okay, 1 year to 5 years, that can be your midterm goal. Okay, and finally your long term goal, which is like 10 years from now. So if you are clear on your short term goal, midterm goal and long term goal, definitely you will be successful. Okay, so set goals. So as I told you, let it be smart, specific, measurable, time bound, attainable, relevant. Okay, and make sure you follow, you have a short term goal, midterm goal, and a long term goal. Okay, set deadlines. Okay, so sometimes or most times, in fact, you will be working in a team. Okay, the most important thing is delegation of responsibilities. Okay, so identify who has which skill sets and make sure that the right person has been given the right responsibility. Delegation of responsibilities is very important. Okay, prioritizing the activities as per their importance. So some people set up wrong prioritization and they end up maybe doing the wrong task or they end up missing out on tasks which needs to be completed. Okay, so spending the right time on the right activity. So also make sure that how much time actually spend with what activity. Okay, with what action. So make sure you spend your time in a right way. Okay, so next slide please. So always see, I always believe that every minute is very precious. Okay, so there's a cost for your time. Okay, so you think about what is the cost of your time. Okay, try to make some activity logs. As I told you, goal setting, planning, prioritizing, scheduling. Okay, schedule your regular work. Okay, prioritize it. Okay, next slide please. So I'll just explain this in a much more brief manner. So costing your time. Understand that when you calculate time, okay, let us say you're working. Let us say you go to work in the future or you're planning to start up a new venture. Okay, so divide it into like cost per year. How much of salary or how much of tax you are getting, okay? And maybe if you're an entrepreneur, like the office space, okay, what is the equipments you invest in, okay, how much of profit it generates. So calculate how much you are earning per month or per day or per year, okay. Calculate your hourly rate. So is what I'm doing now helping me achieve my goal? Is what I'm doing now helping me earn what I'm supposed to earn? Okay, so that is costing your time. Okay, so once you've done that, you know where you stand, how much you're earning, or how much you're supposed to earn, whether you are behind your schedule or whether you're doing good. All that you'll be able to cost yourself. Next slide, please. Making activity logs. Okay, make a realistic estimate of the time spent. Okay, for work. So you have like 24 hours in a day. See how much you're spending on maybe important things, your work, your health, maybe spending time with your family. Okay, pinpoint the critical areas. Okay, spend time lesser time on things which are less important. Okay, spend more time on things which are critical, which are very important. Okay, next slide, please. So I'll try to finish my session as soon as possible so that we can have an interactive session. So as I'm going through, if somebody has any clarifications or any of you would like to ask anything, so you can just make a note of it while I'm speaking as well. You can make a note of it, and so we can go. We can have a quick interaction session. Okay. So if anybody wants to ask any questions, you are most free to. You can ask me any question. So you can make a note of questions even though I'm speaking. Okay. So goal setting, as I told you, is a very important aspect. So people who have failed to make a plan are planning to fail. That's what I would say. Anybody who's failing to make a plan are planning to fail. So setting lifetime goals, prepare a chart, okay? Break up your lifetime, break up your goal setting, okay? Create a to-do list, okay? Review your work on a daily basis. See how your work is going on, whether you are going on track. Okay, so manage your time wisely. Next slide, please. So planning, draw an action plan. Okay, draw an action plan, a list of things that you need to achieve. Okay, a to-do list. Consider the value of the task. So which task is of high priority? How much of time it takes? Sometimes do you really need to spend time? Is it worth spending your time and resources for that particular task? Okay. So as I told you earlier, many people waste time on doing the wrong things. Okay. So make sure on that you check or you prioritize your work and give importance to what you are trying to do. Okay. Next is I can go to the next slide. Next slide is scheduling. So make a realistic estimate of how much you can do. Many people bring in activities that which cannot be done given the resources, given the time, given the manpower. So when you take up tasks which cannot be done, automatically you will be discouraged to do the work. Okay, so make realistic estimate of how much can be done. Okay, plan to make use of the available time. Okay, preserve on contingency time to deal with unexpected jobs. Always like see, let us assume that you have a deadline. Okay, you have a deadline of maybe June 30th. You try to finish your work by 27th or 26th itself. Have some extra time, contingency time. Okay, so in case if there is some delay or if there is some problem, you will be able to solve the problem in the remaining time and make sure that you finish the time. You should be finish the work according to the deadlines. Okay, so by this, you will be avoiding unnecessary stress, or you will meet your commitments. So by doing that, you will definitely have a good relationship or have a great reputation. So all these are very important, scheduling, planning. Okay. So next slide, please. So use your time wisely. Okay. So as I told you, time and tide waits for no man. So today, let us say if you have not done anything, today is gone. this day is over, and you lost a very precious thing which you can never buy. Clothes can be bought, phones can be bought, computers, laptops, electronic gadgets, everything can be bought, but time cannot be bought. So use your time wisely. Okay. Plan what is needed the most. So there are some. I would like to quote few things. Time is what we want most, but what we have used worst. By William. The common man is not concerned about the passage of time. The man of talents is driven by it. Okay. So for some people who have no goals or not working at all, that's a different story. But when you're a student, when you have great ambition, every single minute is important. Okay? The key is not in spending time, but investing in it. So every minute you spend, every minute what you're doing, you're investing in it. Okay. So make use of time. Okay. Let the advantage not slip. Make use of time. So especially when you're young. So I think Pedestrian College has taken this initiative that the students at a very young age should know the meaning or should know the value of time. So when you grow old, you have a lot of commitments. You might not be able to go and work as an intern. You might not be able to go and do certain works what you're doing right now. Okay? You might not be able to learn things uh, as fast, as efficient as you're learning now. Okay. So now is the right time. Now you are in the right age. You can try out new things. You can start a new venture of your own. You can become an entrepreneur. So even if you fail, not a problem now. Okay, you would have invested your time rightly. If you have studied something, so I always tell students, learn a lot of new things. Whether you want to work in a company or whether you want to become an entrepreneur, you should have knowledge. Without having knowledge, you cannot become an entrepreneur or you cannot become an employee. So many people say, like, if you want to become an entrepreneur, education is not important. I would like to tell you that it's 100% false. An entrepreneur should be one of the most hardworking person, should be a person with great knowledge. Okay, so use your time wisely. So with this, I would like to throw the session for any question answers, like anything you would like to ask me. You can ask me, and I would be happy to answer your questions. So because I can go on and on, but it will be a monologue, and you will not be able to learn. So any person, any of you want to ask me anything, you can feel free to ask me, and I'll be happy to share my opinion on that.
Yes, guys, if you have any doubts, you can raise your hand so that you will be unmuted. Sir, as students are getting ready to ask doubts from you, one doubt of mine is that since they are pursuing their graduation, like the next 3 years, half of the day they will be in the college and the rest of the day, they may think that they may have their fun. So how best they can make use of it, and what is your idea of encouraging them? What will be the best choice so that they can engage themselves the rest of the upday? Can you just throw light on this, sir?
So what I would like to tell people is, especially arts and science students, see, you have a lot of time at your hands. So generally, if you take the engineering graduates, they have they have a full day college from morning to evening, and they might not have much time. Okay, so for arts and science college, especially Pedestrian college, because you are located at the heart of the city, I would suggest all of you try to take up some internship. See, it doesn't have to be paid. Okay, you don't have to receive any salary. But when you work, when you go and join any company, however big they are, however small they are, okay, I actually recommend students to join very small companies, small and medium scale enterprises. I wouldn't recommend joining multinational companies, because when you join a multinational company, you don't learn much actually. Okay, I would encourage students to take up something wherein you can work part time. It can be online, it can be offline, maybe you can go in person. But when you start working, you know, the work culture, you know what type of work you will acquire new skill sets. Okay, so all this are some of my suggestions where I think that you don't have to be paid for that. When you go to a company and tell them, sir, I'm a college student, can you give me an internship, or can I work part time? Can I get a salary? If you ask them, maybe it might be difficult. Okay, so what I suggest is work as an intern, work as a freelancer, you can work free of cost also, but work and gain the experience. You will gain a lot of new contacts. And next is I would say, like, spend time on learning about new things. See if you can cultivate the habit of reading. See if you can read a lot of new books. Okay, so I think working part time, gaining knowledge would be the best thing for you to do right now.
Thank you, sir. And yet another question from my end. Sir, out of your experience, can you just tell me what are the hurdles that they may encounter in planning or in goal setting, and how do they, overcome it? Your suggestion and your advice for the young generation.
When it comes to hurdles, I think the hurdle is the individual themselves, ma'am. So each individual is a hurdle for themselves. They feel that some people feel that I cannot do it. Some people feel that I don't have to do it. Some people find it. So I heard many students come and say that I don't have the time, or I'm under depression. These are very big words, which maybe a 60-year-old or a 70-year-old can say. Maybe, like, for example, if they have invested crores of money and they are working very hard, or they work for like decades together, and they feel when they come, if somebody says that they are depressed, it's a different story, ma'am. So youngsters these days, I think coming and saying that I'm depressed, or I'm sad about certain things, or I'm offended. So I think the individual self is responsible. So self confidence is very important, and I think everybody should pick up their shoes. The world is getting very competitive, uh, competitive day by day. The competition is increasing every day. So in order to be successful, in order to have a great career, I think everybody should follow that. So there's a book by Josh Hopkins. So it says that, like, any particular task, or any particular concept, or any particular thing, the first 20 hours can be mastered by anybody. It doesn't require any skill set. So if you read that fully, you will be able to know that any task. See, let us say I can be a commerce student, but the first 20 hours of artificial intelligence can be learned by me. The first 20 hours of Python can be learned by me. Okay, so I think the problem is overcoming the self.
Dear students, if you have any doubts, just raise your hands. We will unmute you.
Sir, I have one more question on behalf of students. Um, Joshua sir, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm here, ma'am.
Sir, actually, our class starts from 8 o'clock. But we could see, a handful of students who are, happily walking inside the classroom only after 8:30 sometimes. When we analyze and proper research went into this, we found the result that most of them are they are very active in the social media late night. So that early to bed, early to rise, that habit is totally gone after COVID. So what is your best advice for them? How to bring them back and put them on the track, sir?
Ma'am, social media, I think at the moment for students, if you ask me on a personal note, I'm not very sure how useful it is going to be. So if you take YouTube for instance, YouTube can be put of great use for a learning experience to gain a lot of knowledge. YouTube can be used, but other social media activities, I think it's a time waster. Uh, so first thing is every individual must take note of the importance of time. So it has to come from self. Number one. Number two, from the college perspective, uh, the students the students has to be warned. The parents should be informed that they're coming late. If they're a if they're a serial offender, if they're not coming on a regular basis, I think they have to be informed, because what will happen is this is a very important part in their career. So when they go, when they finish their college and when they join a particular company, the habit will continue of going late. So definitely when time comes for maybe like appraisal, when time comes for promotion, or they will definitely lag behind other people. So I think the college, from the college side, you have to take strict necessary management. Maybe you have to discuss with the principal, ma'am, and strict measures like should be that if for example, if they are late on any particular instance, on one particular circumstance, maybe they could have been it can be ignored. But if somebody is a regular offender, definitely some kind of punishment or some kind of thing should be initiated. Otherwise, they will feel that they will feel it is not necessary or it is not important, ma'am. I think the college will have to deal with time management with a iron hand.
Thank you, Joshua sir, for clarification.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the valuable inputs. I'm sure the students are inspired by your words. No duty is more important than that of returning thanks. I would like to call upon Dr. Krishna, Assistant Professor, to render the vote of thanks.
Before that, I would like to thank Petition College, the management, Principal Ma'am, Geeta Rufus Ma'am, HOD Unica Ma'am, and Vaidagi Ma'am for inviting me for the inaugural of the session. So it has always been a great pleasure and a great honor to be with Petition College. So once again, I would like to thank everybody for inviting me and having me over for the session. Thank you.
Yeah, once again. So now, once again, I think one parent, Krishna. Uh, Sir, Krishna, sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes,
Yeah, yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. Would you like to give your feedback, or you would like to ask anything with our resource person, sir?
Me, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Learning is never-ending process. Today we gather here to express our heartfelt gratitude and extend a warm vote of thanks to everyone who made our PG Research Department of Commerce Student Development Program in college a resounding success. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to our Almighty God for His presence amongst us. First, I would like to thank our resource person, Mr. Joshua Gerard, and I want to thank our management, our director and director secretary, academic director, principal and vice principal, HOD, and the department faculty members for their continued support and encouragement in organizing this event. Their vision to promote holistic well-being among the students has been instrumental in making this celebration in a reality. Our heartfelt thanks go to our assistant professor, Mr. Arunan, for introducing our resource person. Our sincere appreciation goes to the organizing committee comprising dedicated students and faculty members who worked tirelessly to ensure that every aspect of this event was meticulously planned and flawlessly executed. Lastly, but certainly not last, we express all our heartfelt appreciation to all the participants who have actively took part in the SDP session and made this day an inclusive and memorable experience. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir.
Pranav,
And
once again, we'll just invite any student those are willing to express their feedback about the program and especially about our resource person delivery. Students, if you are anyone is interested to share your feedback, you can raise your hand so that you will be unmuted. Okay, before we conclude, it is my duty. Thank you so much, Joseph, sir, for accepting our humble invite. Thank you so much. Pranav, you can proceed now.
thank you, sir. And I once again thank everyone. Have a nice day.
Dear students, feedback link is posted in chat box. Just fill that feedback link.
Only after you fill up the feedback link, you can leave. Joshua, sir, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. A student